surprising yourself with the performance you're giving here in this finals?
Honestly, not trying to think about it too much. You guys have probably heard me say this 1,000 times. I'm just trying to go out there and do my job, and that's really it. I'm not going out there and listening to the external noise. I'm just doing whatever it takes to help our team win.
But how does it feel to be this important for the team at this stage, at this moment?
I just got to give credit to my teammates and this coaching staff. Rick and his staff have empowered me to just play my game, and when you got teammates like I do, it's easy to go out there and just play basketball.
That might be the easy part, but the hard part is maybe to get 2 feet on the ground and the stadium goes wild, and then all the conversations start. Even the MVP final conversation starts about you. Like, how is it to keep your feet on the ground like that?
Just blocking out the noise. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. Like I said, just try to go out there and inject energy into the game and get our guys going and do my job.
TJ, how much have you enjoyed the kind of the chess match, especially defensively, and as a mind of a coach, like how much enjoyment do you get out of those tweaks?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about playoff basketball, and especially playing in the finals, just the adjustments and the changes that teams make. When you've got 2 amazing head coaches going against each other, like Mark and Rick, they're obviously going to make adjustments, and they're great at doing it. So it's it's, as a fan of basketball, it's cool to see.
Do you have a favorite Game 7 memory that taught you about this moment?
Not really. Kind of just trying to stay in the moment and not look too far ahead, not look behind, and just trying to prepare for tomorrow.
TJ, just how much of a dream is it, though, to be in a Game 7 on this stage?
It's something I think all of us dream about as kids, obviously, and I think for me, just not getting ahead of myself, and for our team not getting ahead of ourselves, just like I said, staying in the moment and preparing for the moment tomorrow.
Can you take anything from that Game 7 win at New York 1 year ago? Can that experience help you at all?
Yeah, I think experiences can obviously help, but we're a different team. We're playing against a different team, so we kind of just can't really pay attention to that type of stuff, and like I said, just prepare for tomorrow.
Is there a difference in creating turnovers at home versus on the road? What's the challenge in doing so on the road versus at home?
I just think the atmospheres are different, obviously. Crowds give you a little bit more energy, a little bit more burst. We're going to be practically alone tomorrow. This crowd here in Oklahoma City is amazing. It's going to be really loud, so we're going to have to be ready.
TJ, we caught you walking out with Thomas Bryant. You guys were praying, I think, looking at. But how important has faith been for you throughout this whole run?
It's something that I've leaned on very heavily. Something that means a lot to me and my family, and wouldn't be here without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So it's something that I lean on a daily basis.
Have you seen Rick, Jenny, all the coaches take their game to another level throughout this, and in what ways, if so?
Yeah, I think we have a great staff in general, who do a great job of fixing things that we need to fix, but also empowering us to do what we do well. And it's been amazing to see just how the growth of not only our players but our staff. I can't say enough good things about them.
DJ, you are a living proof that the fundamentals of the game are very important. What advice can you give it to all the kids that are trying to do fancy things in the basketball court?
I think for me, it's just blocking out all the negativity, not only in basketball but in life. People are going to say you're not good enough to do something, and you kind of just got to block that out, put your head down and go to work on a daily basis and outwork everybody.
We talked about staying in the moment in a moment like this, but it's NBA Finals Game 7, it's as big as it gets. How intentional do you catch yourself having to be about that if your mind wanders thinking about what could be or could not be?
Yeah, I feel like if someone says that their mind doesn't wander, I think they're lying, obviously. It's about reeling yourself back in and getting yourself back to the preparation and all the stuff we're trying to do to try to go out and win. Obviously, your mind's going to wander, you're human, but just bringing yourself back in and saying, you know, stay in the moment right now and worry about the future when it's there.
What did that moment with your dad after Game 6 mean to you?
I wouldn't be here without my dad, so it was a special moment. Cool to see him, you know, kind of be out there and be a proud dad. He wasn't truthful in what he was saying, but that's my dad, so I love him, and I'm just happy that he gets to experience this.
TJ, your team, you know, doesn't really have that quintessential 1A guy. Pascal's leading you guys in scoring, but he's had some huge games. But just maybe his ability to kind of assert himself when you guys need it, like he did the first half, and other games, you know, he'll get off the ball and let other people do their job.
I think that's the best thing about Pascal is what you just said. You know, when we need him to be assertive and go get us a bucket, he has the capabilities to do so, and he does it at a high level. But if he sees someone else is playing really well, he, you know, willingly takes a back seat and lets them go, and that's the type of person and teammate Pascal is. And it's something that doesn't get talked about enough. He's an amazing teammate, amazing player, and you know, when you talk about a team player, that's who he is.
Because sometimes, you know, maybe he doesn't, you know, people are looking for 28 points a game guys. That's got to be the guy, but it doesn't obviously have to be.
Yeah, I feel like he also understands on this team it could be anyone's night on any night, and when you got a selfless guy like that who also is leading you in scoring, it's you can't put a price on that.
You talked a little about the experience of playing in Game 7, how it is different, but what are some things that you have to experience about playing in one that you wouldn't know if you don't do it at least once? I mean, what are kind of the universal things, I guess, about?
I mean, it's just, I think how important each possession is. I mean, you obviously know in playoff basketball in the finals, every possession matters, but we got to leave everything we have on the floor, give everything we have, and let the chips fall.
We'll take one more.
TJ, I know you're not looking ahead, but what would it mean just to win this thing and hoist that trophy, considering what you guys have all gone through as a group?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but we're really not trying to look ahead to that. Obviously, a great feeling, but just trying to stay in the moment and get prepared for tomorrow.
Maybe even a little better. So maybe like the connectivity of our group. I think we did a good job of extending the series and playing together and playing full 48 minutes.
Anything you saw that maybe you can even improve upon in Game 7?
Everything you saw we can improve upon in Game 7. I think there's always more adjustments on little mistakes we made in coverages. Just got to clean those little things up.
How much have you seen Rick and his staff elevate their game as much as you guys have throughout this whole playoff experience?
Yeah, I think they've been elite ever since I've gotten here. Their adjustments are huge, and we trust them a lot.
Yeah, how much were you looking forward to maybe this challenge of being the primary defender on Shea and the spotlight? And did you let yourself think of what that might be like and what's it been like?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a very, very tough challenge. He's a guy who's been one of my toughest guards in the league, and I'm really excited about those competitive matchups, you know. And these are the times when you get to show those types of things, and yeah, it's fun.
I was just asking TJ this. You know, typically when you talk about 1A guys on championship teams, they're putting up high numbers and all that. Pascal is leading you in scoring, and he's had some big games in your run, but maybe just that ability to assert himself like he did in the first half versus other games he's allowed other guys to step up. What's that say about him?
No, I think it says that he's all about winning. I mean, he will put his personal agenda aside at any time to win the game, and I think that's what he's shown ever since he's gotten here, and he's done a great job of shining as well as letting all of us shine together. I think that's when we're at our best.
Convert, we see you shooting like 7-8 balls a game, but how many of those you take practicing that we don't see, like 3-pointers?
How many times am I practicing my shot?
Yeah, how many shots do you practice? Like how many 3-pointers do you practice per practice? Yes.
I mean, every day I think I'm trying to get in the gym and practice. It's coming to fruition now.
Do you have a favorite Game 7 memory? Could be yours or finals.
Yeah, I'd say ours. I mean, us against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. That was an incredible atmosphere and a moment that I love playing.
How normal do you feel right now going into a game, big Game 7 of the finals? Does it feel normal at all? Have you been able to keep away any unwanted emotions?
Nah, it feels good. It feels as normal could be. I mean, I'm excited about this opportunity. I know it's going to be a big environment. It's going to be a lot of emotions, but I think we're all just ready to hoop and just enjoy the hoops.
Since you mentioned last year's Game 7, how much does that experience help going into this, and how important is it, even if it's not in the finals, how much important is it to experience a Game 7, just to know what that means?
No, definitely there's some rising emotions and just feelings towards a Game 7 like last year, and I think it does. Experience always helps, in these situations.
Has this been the loudest road venue you've been at during the playoffs?
Yeah, it's up there. They've been pretty good. Shit, a lot of these teams are really good. I think Indy's the best.
Yeah.
What's been the difference or the difficulty in creating turnovers at home versus on the road?
See?
The difference in creating turnovers at home versus on the road.
For that one.
For you, what's been the difficult part of that?
I think in those games they allowed us to get sped up. Little things, just not getting playing a little emotional with the crowd. You just gotta be even keel throughout the whole game.
What do you think made you guys just good at doing it in Game 6 and creating turnovers?
Creating turnovers?
Creating turnovers, yeah.
I don't necessarily think our plan is to create turnovers. We just gotta be solid and kind of flow around and end up falling into those, a little bit.
What about dealing with the pressure of, I know every game there's big time pressure. Can you put it out of your mind of what you're actually going to be playing for tomorrow and just play 48 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think a lot of us feel as much pressure as you think we feel. Yeah.
Andrew, The Athletic did an anonymous players poll, and we asked players what teams they thought would make it to the finals, and you guys weren't in the top 8, let alone to win. Mm-hmm. What did everyone get wrong about this team?
I think they don't feel the togetherness and connectivity and the continuity we've had over the last 2-3 years. I think that plays a big role in us having success. Our coaching staff does a great job of putting us in the right positions, and we play hard. We play together. And I think teams around the league, the players actually that play against us, they know how tough it is to play. So.
What can you draw from that Knicks 7-game series last year that you were able to win on the road? That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, a lot of highs and lows. A lot of times where it seemed like we were out of it. They went up 2, almost 3-0, and we came back. Just the way we stayed together and played hard and didn't really look up at the clock. Just played together and let the 48 minutes speak for itself.
Shea was asked about an hour ago. Is there anything you've learned about you having to go against you? He said not really know all this about you. Is there anything you've learned about him at all in this series, or just pretty much what you expected?
Yes, sir.
It means everything. As much as I want to enjoy the experience, I have one more game to stay focused, and then I can brag about everything else I want. But it's really 48 minutes. We got one more day. Get to go home. Get back to the hotel, get my rest, and be ready for the game tomorrow.
With the mental and physical demands of this series, how has your approach to the game changed?
You get to live and experience a lot of things. As long as you stay in the playoffs, you get to live those moments, and you don't take none for granted. So you get to learn, and that's the most important thing for me is just growth. Growth and learning.
And when you're at that brink of exhaustion mentally and physically, what is keeping you going?
Just knowing that people would kill to be in this situation.
The bench has been such a lift for this team, not just this series, but the whole postseason. How much pride do you take in that?
It's been great, man. I think everybody get to go out there and perform. It can be anybody's night, and I think we have to take this to our advantage.
Je te relancerai là-dessus en français avec 8 gars qui ont marqué au moins 200 points au début des séries. Évidemment, une grosse partie de ça. À quel point c'est une fierté d'être peut-être l'équipe avec le plus de profondeur de l'histoire de la NBA quand même.
C'est bien. Ça représente qui on est en tant qu'équipe. Et c'est quelque chose qu'on accomplit en équipe et il faut continuer à accomplir plus de records.
Le match de demain, c'est un inconnu même pour Siakam, pour tout le monde en fait, un match numéro 7 en finale de la NBA. Est-ce que votre approche a changé? Qu'est-ce que vous avez appris des 6 premiers matchs qui vont pouvoir vous être utiles là, pour demain soir?
Je trouve que c'est une très bonne question, mais ce qui s'est passé dans les 6 premiers matchs n'a rien à voir avec le dernier match. Parce que là, c'est 0-0. C'est un match. C'est 48 minutes qu'il faut avoir, qu'il faut rester concentré et jouer le plus fort.
In what ways has Rick and the coaching staff stood up in the way they've elevated their game in these most important times, just like you guys?
I think we have the right coaching staff for it. We have a lot of people that we can go to and ask questions if we're unsure of certain things, and I think that everybody's willing to help and everybody's committed to the same goal.
And I think you guys are the first team in the playoffs in NBA history to have 8 guys who have scored 200 points start a postseason. How much is that a microcosm of the mentality that you guys have had where everyone can step up?
You just asked me this question in French. I mean, it's great. Like I said, we have to use it to our advantage. We have a lot of guys. It can really be anybody's night. Just to go out there and perform. And we have to keep the main thing, which is winning. And I think that the rest will take care of itself.
What's the next 24 hours look like for you, personally, mentally, physically, nutrition, sleep?
You said it yourself, man. Sleep, eat, wake up and be ready to play. No, nothing too crazy.
And what would it mean to hoist that trophy here tomorrow night?
It'd be great, man. I'll be glad to answer all your questions tomorrow after I hold this, but for now, I'm just trying to live in the moment.
Ben, have you been in touch with Lou or Andrew at all during this series?
You say Andrew?
Andrew or Lou, either
I think he means
Nembhard.
Andrew Nembhard or...
Oh yeah, my teammate.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Shay.
Oh.
My bad.
No.
But keep track of it.
Nah, no worries, man. Nah, not at all, man. It's just about us. It's about the team.
Are you looking forward to maybe reconnecting one way or the other afterwards?
For sure. I mean, 100%. As much as this is a competitive era, this is a competitive moment. Lou's still my brother. He's not my brother till we're playing still 48 minutes. But as soon as we're done, no matter the results, I'll be glad to give him a big hug and know that we achieved history and this is a great moment for our community.
How big is this for Quebec?
This is very huge, man. This is has never happened before to have two Montreal guys, 2 Haitian kids, be in the NBA Finals. So no matter what happens, it's going to be one of us to win the championship.
Est-ce que tu peux parler de ton support familial, tes amis depuis le début des séries, pas juste de la finale, à quel point ça a été spécial de partager ça avec eux puis d'avoir leur soutien pour pouvoir garder la motivation de remporter le championnat?
C'est bien d'avoir du monde qui, le monde qui sont là, ma famille, mes amis. C'est quelque chose de bien qu'on va gagner et de pouvoir partager ces moments avec eux.
Ben, I know you guys all want to win it for each other, but for Miles in particular, with his journey, now to have a chance in Game 7, how special would that be to win it for him?
It would be amazing, man. He's been in the league for 10 years. He's never been this far in his career. So I told him that you just forget about everything that happened before. This is the game of your life. And not trying to put pressure on him, but trying to make him understand that, we get to achieve his dream.